I'm getting so tired. I'm getting so.
Y'all know what's going on. It's time for another episode of Doing Time with Joe. I'm your host, Joe Baker. Welcome to the show, y'all. Today I'm going to be doing something a little different. Instead of me telling you the story, I'm going to let you in on an actual reenactment of a conversation that takes place in here on a daily basis, whether it be with a counselor, another officer, another inmate. I'm going to let you hear what that conversation would go like so that you can get a better understanding of what it is that goes on in here and how we deal with it right out of the mouths of the individuals that experience it, right? Of course, you know how I get down. I'm not going to tell you anybody's real name. I'm not doing anything like that and all of those types of things. And even in fact, the officer or the counselor or somebody that works in the institution, their role is going to be played by me more than likely or another inmate. It just depends on the situation and circumstance. So I hope that these types of shows give you some better insight into what it is that we go through on a daily basis and how we deal with it. So I want you to just sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. This particular one today is going to be about a counselor that is talking to this inmate. And y'all know how I don't like to use the term inmate, but I'm using it for the sake of the show. But a counselor talking to an inmate that has a life sentence, and how this counselor chooses to interact and respond to a request that this inmate has concerning his time. So I want you to pay attention to all of the things that are being said and what's not being said in this episode, right? So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Yes.
Mr. Smith, may I have a word?
Yes. How you doing now, Inmate Johnson? How you doing?
Well, thank you. I have a situation that I have done 15 years in prison, and I've done 2 years in
Okay, hold on. Just a quick second. Let me ask you a question. Did you fill out an information request form?
No, sir.
I know that we've had this conversation before, right?
Yes, sir, we have. But per your last conversation, you made a public statement that I filled out an information request form, and you know I don't really write all that well, and you pretty much told everybody if this is the best you can write, don't bother putting them in. So I felt like this would be easier because you know I can't write very well, sir.
I understand you're limited on your reading and writing. I understand that, right? But I got a lot going on. So is this something that's going to take some time and research, or is this something we can deal with kind of quick? I got a lot of other stuff that I need to take care of.
Yes, sir, I understand. All I need you to do is fill out a form.
Okay.
I did not get my county time. I have 2 years county time. All I need you to do is help me get my county time.
Okay, let me be clear about something here. We're dealing with your sentence and your time, right? That's something that the courts usually deal with. So what is it that you're thinking that I can do?
You have to put in a request for me to get my county time.
Right.
You're the head, counselor, sir.
I hear what you're saying, right? But how much time are we talking about here? Because if I'm not mistaken, you have a life sentence, right?
Yes, sir. I have a
51-year life sentence.
Yes,
so,
sir.
how much time are we talking about here?
2 years.
2 years.
Yes, sir.
And you've been locked up for how long now?
15.
15 years on a 51-year sentence, right?
Yes, sir.
And how old are you?
32.
Why are you even worried about, 2 years? Why are you even worried about 2 years? You're going to be here. You're not going to get out anyway.
Sir, well, you don't know what's going to happen into the future, sir. Things can change. I did this time. I've earned this time.
Son, I'm not saying that you didn't earn this time. And I'm not trying to tell you that I can see the future. What I'm telling you is this. Right now, worrying about 2 years when you have 30 some odd years left to do on this sentence before you even get out. You're going to be in your late 60s, probably 70 when you get out. So why are you worrying about this now? Why are you not focused more on, trying to better yourself, go to school, learn how to read and write? Why are you not trying to do
Because I
something?
can't go to school, sir. I have a 51. They take priority. Anyone who's getting out early, they give them to them sentences. They let them go to school. They let give all their programs. Anyone who's got a short sentence has potential to go home, they let them do all their programs. I have a 51-year life sentence. They don't let me do any of those programs, sir. All I'm asking you to do is fill out a form and let me get my 2 years that I've earned. I'm not asking you for something to give me anything. I've earned this. I've worked for this. I did this.
Listen to me, son. I'll fill out the paperwork and I'll get that ball rolling. But what I'm telling you is that you need to be focused on other things. You need to be focused, because I've seen people like you come and go. I've seen people come in here that got the kind of sentences that you have, and you're worrying about things that are not going to make a difference in the long run at all, whatsoever. Giving you 2 years on your sentence is not going to change the outcome. You're going to be here.
You don't know
And for
that.
in all intents and purposes, honestly, I don't want to say anything to hurt your feelings. You're probably going to die here.
So
Why don't you focus more on trying to become a better person here, being an asset to the institution, doing a good job at the job that you're in. What do you do?
I work in the kitchen, sir.
You work in the kitchen?
Yes, sir.
What is your job in the kitchen?
I'm a stock clerk.
Be more focused on that as opposed to worrying about these 2 years that are not going to make any difference in that sense, okay?
Sir, what you're saying, I still have hope. I have life with parole. I mean, you have no idea. Things change.
That's funny. You have life with parole, but you have to do 51 years before that parole, right? Before
Yes.
they let you go.
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes, sir.
So, again, right now, I'm not telling you that the 2 years are not going to matter, but they don't matter right now. This is not a pressing issue. I only have limited resources and a limited amount of time, and I don't have time to be worrying about somebody that has a life sentence. I got to be focused on these people that are going to be getting out soon. So I don't have time to be worrying about that. I'm going to fill out the paperwork, but don't come back and forth from here bothering me every day worrying about 2 years when you got to be here for probably the majority of your life. Don't be doing that, okay?
Sir, well, no, sir. The way you're saying it is like I don't have hope. I have hope.
I'm not telling you not to have hope. What I'm telling you is to face the realities of the situation.
The reality is that I have a life sentence. I understand this.
Right.
But what I'm not understanding is the fact that you're telling me essentially I'm going to die in here. That isn't so. That's not what it says on my timesheet. Sir,
How old are you, son? How old are you right
I'm
now?
32 years
And
old.
you have how many more years to serve on your sentence?
I've
You've
got
15 years
yeah.
on a 51 year
yes, sir.
sentence, right?
Yes, sir. I've been in here. I've been in here my entire life.
So you have 35 years more to go, right?
Yes, sir.
Roughly.
But if something changes next month, you don't know that what's going to happen. It could take me another year, of process. If I get the ball rolling right now, then I could be ready to go out the door instead of having to try to fight somebody for my time. I earned this time. I'm not asking you to give me anything. I'm just asking you to help me get what I've earned.
I'm not trying to be mean, son. I just think that you're not facing the reality of your situation.
No,
the sooner, and again, let me say this. I've been in the system for 30 years, okay? But the sooner you accept the consequences and the reality of your situation, the better off you're going to be. I know you think these 2 years matter because a lot of people with your type of sentence, they find something to grab hold to and focus on and think that they're going to think it's going to change their situation. It's not. It's not going to change your situation by much that matters.
Laws change every day, sir. Okay?
And there you go doing what everybody else that has a big sentence does. You latch on to this idea that laws are going to change and things are going to change. It's going to make your situation different and better. But son, what I'm trying to tell you is that rarely happens. And I understand your situation. And if I were in your situation, I would do the same thing. Look, son, I need you to understand something because you're going to be here for a long time. I'll be retired and you'll still be here. What you need to understand is that you're going to be here for a while. And yes, I can fill out this paperwork and get you these 2 years if that's what you're in fact owed. That's not up for me to decide. That's for the courts to decide and where you at this county jail. But it's not going to change your situation drastically. So even if you get the 2 years, you still got 33 more years to do, according to my man.
Yes, sir. And I have done those. I don't get in trouble. I very rarely ever come in this office and ask you for anything.
There's nothing wrong with you. Again, this will be the last time that you just walk in here. Nothing wrong with you coming to me. Fill out an information request form. If you need help filling it out because you can't read or write, then ask somebody to help you. But
Sir,
at the
you
end
know
of
you can't ask nobody for really help in here. I feel like I'm in a circle. If you tell me not to fill out an information request form the way I did, but then when I come in here and I ask you to do a simple thing that will take you all of 2 seconds, I understand your time is precious, but I mean, this is my life, okay? All I'm asking you is to try to help me get out of here. I mean,
Son,
you
you're
don't
not
know
getting
that these 2 years won't help me get out of here.
You're not getting out. You're not
You
getting
don't
out.
know that.
You're not getting out before you finish your sentence. You're not getting out before you finish your sentence. It's as simple as that. There's been
I
the
will
whole
not.
time I've been in prison, I've only seen a handful of situations like that. I'm not saying it won't happen, but it's rare. It is very rare that it happens. And look, there's nothing wrong with you accepting your fate. Nothing
Accepting
wrong
the
with
fate.
your fate is that you're here. You committed a crime, you're here, you're gonna have to do 51 years. Accept that and do what you can do to better yourself.
What can I do?
You work in the kitchen, right?
Yes.
Well, do a good job up there. Focus on being a good asset to the institution. Focus on being an asset to TDOC, right?
Oh, I
Focus
see.
on that.
Oh, I
Be an
see.
asset to the Department of Corrections, and that'll help you.
Oh, I see.
Don't focus on your time. What is it that you see? Cause I can
Oh,
sense-
no,
I hear
I
the
see.
condescension in your
Yeah,
voice.
of course I have condescension. I'm an indentured servitude. I'm not good enough for you to try to at least do the job that they pay you to do. So I'm only good enough to do the job to help the facility.
Son, you put yourself here. You put yourself here. And this is all the institution offers. I'm not here to tell you that you can't do other things. What I am telling you is that
What other
any life out there, you should forget about. That's gonna help you. I'm just telling you what's gonna help you. I'm gonna go home tonight. It's not gonna bother me one way or the other whether you do it or not.
So I should just be thankful that you put this yoke around my neck and just carry on
Well-
plowing the field. Is that what you're telling me?
Well, you put the yoke around your neck when you broke the law.
Oh, so I should just be thankful, sir. All I'm asking you to do is help me.
Well, I mean, you could be on max. You could be somewhere where you're not able to move around. You're at a facility where you can work and you can be an asset to the facility.
You keep
So
saying
why
that
don't you
word, asset.
An asset to the facility, yes.
Sir, listen, I feel like I'm good. This isn't helping me. All I need, and you have no idea
See, so
what I'm going
you must be
through.
under some
Your job is
illusion
to
or
help
illusion
me.
that we're not here to help you in the way that you think.
You're the head counselor. When we have a problem, I come to you and I talk to
And I
you.
told you that I'm going to fill out the paperwork to
Okay.
help you possibly get this time that you say you're owed. But what
No,
I'm
I
telling
am
you-
owed this time.
Okay,
I
let's
get the
stipulate
time.
that you are owed this time. What I'm telling you, that it's not gonna make much of a difference. And I see that how you're locking in on, and I'm telling you, you're doing the same thing that a lot of lifers do, that a lot of people with a lot of time do. You're locking in on something that's not gonna really matter much. It's not gonna change your situation much. Yes, if you own it, you get it. But it's not going to change your situation much, because this is what usually happens. You're locking in on this 2 years, and after you get that, if you get that, you're going to find something else to lock in on, and it's not going to change your circumstances. You should just give up on all of that and worry about being a good inmate. That's what
Being
you
a
should-
good inmate.
Yes, that's what you should do.
So I should just be thankful that y'all allow me to work in your kitchen. I should be thankful that y'all allow me to be locked in a cage every night. Is that what you're telling me?
All I'm going to tell you is this. It's not our job to make you feel comfortable. It's not our job to help you through every little situation that you're going through. You put yourself in prison, you have to deal with the circumstance, and that's the end of it. Now, it's not much else that I can say. I mean, we could keep going back and forth if you want to, but there's not much else that I can say.
You really haven't said nothing. You told me that I was going to die in prison and I need to just put my big boy pants on and take it.
Pretty much. I mean, listen, You have a 51-year life sentence.
I know
do
what
you
I
think?
have. You don't have to keep telling me what I know what I have. It's ingrained in my heart, and I will never get over this. What all I'm asking you, I ask you to do a simple thing.
I'm going to do that.
And then you come in here and you tell me, well, you know what? It doesn't really matter because you're going to die in here anyways. Okay?
Right.
You don't know that, and I'm telling you this
No,
right.
I don't know that for fact, but what I do know is you're going to be here for 51 years, and you're latching your hope on something that's not going to really matter. You're hoping that they change the laws. You're hoping that this 2 years, if they change the laws, is going to make a difference. At the end of the day,
I'm hoping that you do your job.
Well, son, I know what my job is.
Do you?
I know
Because
what
it
your
seems
job
like all your job is just to take the hope from us that have it. My hope is small,
My
but it's mine.
experience has been the worst thing that you can do for a person in prison, an inmate in prison, is to give them hope. And I'm not giving you any false hope at all.
You're not giving me nothing.
I'm giving you what your circumstances dictate.
And my circumstances dictate that you just tell me that, you know what, I should
Your
just take it?
circumstances dictate that I tell you the truth. Yes.
That is not the truth.
That is
The truth is, I'm not
Do you
going to
not
die
have a
here.
51-year sentence? You have a 51.
I have a 51-year sentence,
and
but
I'm
you
telling
don't.
you the truth about it.
You don't know that I'm going to, and I'm going to tell you this right now. I will beat this. I will walk out that gate one day, and you, not you or anybody's going to take my hope from me.
I hope that those of you that are listening paid attention to the dialogue between the inmate and the counselor. And that's pretty much how it goes in here. There is no hope from the counselors in the sense that the sentence can change, that a person can have an opportunity to do more than be an asset to an institution. And this does something to our psyche in here because we don't find a place, we don't find anywhere to really make a difference other than in the institution. And our victims, our families, the people that we hold ourselves accountable to, they never know about the things that we do in prison and the changes that we make in our lives. But the institution does. The institution benefits from it, but we don't benefit from it at all. And I would just hope that listening to this conversation, you gain a little insight into how things work in prison. This has been another episode of Doing Time with Joe. I'm your host, Joe Baker. And I say peace.